Hey guys, Figsy here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about rare and collectible PS4 games, in particular Steelbooks and Slipcovers. You guys know I love my Steelbooks and my Slipcovers, so this is going to be a really fun episode. The PS4 has got some amazing Steelbooks and Slipcovers. Some that I believe will be quite rare and collectible in the future, some that already are. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. First Steelbook we have is Mad Max, the Ripper Edition. Now this one here is an Australian exclusive. You will see a theme with these Steelbooks. A lot of them will be exclusives, which will automatically make them really collectible. Especially if they're not from like America or the UK. There's just not going to be as many of them. There's tons of Steelbook collectors out there, so it's just going to be harder to find. So if you're not in Australia, you will have to import this one. This is the Ripper Edition. I don't see this too often. I've seen it a few times, but definitely not in the last few years. I'm sure you can still find it on eBay, but yeah, this is one that I'd be grabbing sooner rather than later. It has got an embroidery front, which is really cool. So that is Mad Max, the Ripper Edition. Of course, another disclaimer, this is just all speculation, guys. I enjoy making these videos, you guys enjoy watching them. If you don't like this type of thing, you don't have to watch, that's up to you. Next I'll talk about two at once. We've got the Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2 Steelbooks. These are already quite collectible. I wouldn't say they're rare, but they're definitely getting expensive. You're looking at the $100 plus range for these. Yakuza being a very popular game series. Around the PS4 time, it just blew up in popularity. And these Steelbooks are amazing, guys. They look beautiful. I'd definitely be trying to track these down sooner rather than later. You can still find them. I remember when they were first released, I used to see them everywhere. So they're definitely not like going to be on the rare side, but they're already on that collectible side of things. So I would try to be track these down before they do become too expensive. So that is Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2. Here's one that I tracked down recently, and it was actually quite difficult to find. And that's the Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD Remaster Limited Edition Steelbook. Comes with this amazing glossy slipcover as well as a nice steelbook. Now in Australia we didn't get a standard release, so this is the only version to pick up, and it was quite hard to find. I'm assuming it's going to be just as hard to find around the world. Of course, it's Final Fantasy, so already every single Final Fantasy collector wants it, including myself. Now, here's one that's pretty expensive already, and that's the Persona 5 Royal Steelbook. And it comes with a nice slipcover as well. Now, it's an Atlas title. It's Persona. It's already going well over the $100 mark, so I don't see the price going down anytime soon, considering it was only $79 at release. So if you can find this one, at least for retail or under, definitely grab it, guys. And that's the Persona 5 Royal, the Steelbook Edition. I expect this one to continue going up in price into the future. I see no reason for it not to. It's Atlas, you know it's not going to be reprinted. It's Persona. It's a great looking steelbook. It's a great game. There's a huge fan base behind this. There's no reason for this suddenly to just drop in price, because majority of copies are going to be in collectors' hands already. Now here's a steelbook that's already, I wouldn't say rare, but it's already very, very expensive. I wouldn't say rare because there's lots of collectors who own this steelbook. But you're certainly not going to find this in your local game shop unless you get really lucky. And that is the Nier Automata Limited Edition Steelbook. I'm a big Nier and Drakengard fan, and this took me like 4 years to find for a reasonable price. I was prepared to spend $100 on it. I got it less than half of that, luckily, but that was just by chance. Beautiful steelbook, guys. Unfortunately, this is going for the $200 to $300 mark. So if you can find it even under $200, I'd be grabbing this one. There's no stopping the popularity of Nier with the release of Nier Replicant. The game's only getting more popular. It's one of my favourite steelbooks for the PS4. Looks amazing. It's an amazing game. And yeah, I'd definitely be trying to add this one to your collection before it just gets completely outrageous price, which I mean it already is, but you know, what video games are doing these days, it could even become more expensive. Yeah, this next one's another Atlas title. So everything I said about Persona applies to this one. And that, of course, is the Catherine Fullbody Launch Edition Steelbook. This is a beautiful looking steelbook, this one. One of my favourites. It did take me a while to find, but I did eventually find one in the wild. It's actually a metal box with a slipcover. There is a standard case for this, which is a little bit more common. So I believe this steelbook will be the collectible one down the line. It's an Atlas title, so you know it's not going to be reprinted. Catherine, it's a great game. I know there's a collector's edition as well, but you guys know those steelbook collectors out there are crazy. Moving on to the next one. I wasn't actually going to talk about this one, but I haven't seen this in quite a few years. There's not many out there, at least these days. And that's the King of Fighters 14, the steelbook. I'm a big fan of the King of Fighters series. I think they make great fighters. This one, I don't think it was done by Atlas. 13 was. It's an SNK release. Nevertheless, great looking steelbook. I used to see it in the wild a few years ago. When's the release of this? 2016. Makes sense. So it's, you know, a 6-year-old game. I haven't seen one of these for like 3 or 4 years. Let me know, have you guys seen one of these recently? Do you think this will be collectible down the line? For the fact that it's a fighting game, King of Fighters is quite a popular series. Some of their games hold their value, I think. This is a nice steelbook and it'll be one that'll be quite collectible down the line. Now this next one needs no introduction. That is The Last of Us Part 2 Limited Edition Steelbook for the PS4. This already you're looking at $150 to $200. This is a sealed one. I had to get this at release. It's an amazing looking steelbook. I mean, what more do you have to say about The Last of Us? It's up there with the most popular franchises in PlayStation. All of the PS3 Last of Us editions have skyrocketed in price. There's thousands of these out there, but I see no reason why this won't continue the trend of Last of Us items. I guess it already has. It's already selling for at least double retail price, guys. And that is, of course, The Last of Us 2 Limited Edition Steelbook. It's beautiful. Got another Yakuza title, and this is Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. This is the Essence of Art Edition. It's a nice cardboard fold out. I quite like this. It awkwardly fits on the shelf. It took me quite a while to find this one though, and I believe it will be quite collectible down the line. Yakuza is a very popular series these days, especially with collectors. It's a fun series to collect. And I see no reason why this won't be just as collectible as any other Yakuza title. In particular, complete and in good condition with anything cardboard. These days, it's just so hard to get it in really good condition, guys. So if you do find one in good condition, I would be picking it up. Here's another one I wasn't really going to talk about, but I've never seen this in the wild now to mention it, and that is the Middle-earth Shadow of War Silver Edition. It's a slipcover and steelbook. This one's sealed. There are a couple on eBay, but I haven't actually seen this one in the wild. And they're not cheap. You're looking at like the $40 to $50 mark for a game that is pretty cheap. So that quite surprised me. This is a sealed version. Have you guys seen this steelbook? Do you own it? Please let me know. And that goes with all the steelbooks in this video. Love to get your guys' opinion. I'm probably going to do 1 or 2 more episodes talking about steelbooks and slipcovers. So if you guys want to mention any, please throw them in the comments. A few more really rare ones I do own that you won't see in this video. Bloodborne, hint, hint, hint. But yeah, what do you guys think about the Middle-earth Shadow of War Silver Edition? I'd be grabbing this one if you see it. Another one that I used to see quite a lot, but it was a 2016 release, and that is the Valkyria Chronicles Remastered Europa Edition. Now this is a slipcover with an art book inside, so it's slightly bigger than normal slipcovers to fit the art book in. It's a really nice pack, this one. Glad I picked it up. It was one of the first PS4 games I actually picked up, so that's pretty cool. I haven't seen this one in stores for a very long time. If I do see it, it's just the game by itself, so you know it's not complete. Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. It's a Valkyria game. They are quite popular titles. Maybe not the PS3 version, but the PS2 versions are quite expensive. I see no reason why this one won't be quite collectible down the line. Also, getting it complete with the art book, I think will be the hardest part down the line. Because it is so, like, it's not inside the case or anything, it can just slip out quite easily. And of course, condition, guys. You want great condition, but that goes with anything in this video. Now, here we have like a box. This is sort of a slipcover with lids. And this is Deaths and Requests, the Day 1 edition. It's an Idea Factory title. I have spoke about this, and I believe I mentioned the first one in my Rare and Collectible PS4 game series. And in particular, obviously I'm talking about the game, the slipcover is going to be even harder to find. And in good condition is what you're looking for, guys. Unfortunately, EB Games, I believe, was the only retailer in Australia that got it. So most copies are going to be a bit damaged. Unless you're buying it from a collector who bought it brand new. Overseas might be a different story, but I would be trying to find this one sooner rather than later. With all JRPG slipcovers, they don't seem to stay in the second-hand market too long. Collectors like to snap them up and get them in their collections, myself included. With that in mind, the next one's pretty much the same. It's a box, and that is the cardboard Day 1 edition for Neptunia Virtual Stars. Now, I see this game a lot without the actual box, but it did come with the box as well. Funnily enough, the game inside's MA, where the box is only M, so it's like they made the box after the game, or vice versa. But I believe this Day 1 edition will be quite hard to find in the future. It already is, really. I don't see the slipcover very often. JRPG, it's again by ID Factory, just like the last title. Their games tend to be quite pricey, especially in the secondary or the eBay market. They go for more than retail, and that is Neptunia Virtual Stars, the Day 1 edition. Now, we started this video with an Australian exclusive. I'm going to finish it with an Australian exclusive, and that is Tekken 7. This is the Steelbook, and this, of course, is an Australian exclusive. It's VR compatible. And it's an amazing looking steelbook with a slipcover. I have tracked a few of these down for collectors overseas in the past few years, but I haven't seen one for a long time, especially about the slipcover. So if you can find one, especially Aussies, definitely be grabbing it. And there's a lot of collectors overseas, probably a lot of you guys even watching this video, who do want a copy of this. So if you see one, definitely grab it. If it's not for yourself, it'll be for someone else, I'm sure. Let us know in the comments if you want one and you're overseas. But yeah, that's the Tekken 7 slipcover. Beautiful looking slipcover at that. Tekken's an amazing series. I'm a huge Tekken fan. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little episode. Something different. I was brainstorming what I can do for a video today. I didn't want to do something boring. I wanted to do something exciting. I know you guys are waiting for the next Rare and Collectible PS4 episode, so I wanted to get more of that content out for you guys. I got lots more exciting stuff planned. Lots of PS1 stuff coming in the mail, so stay tuned for that. I'm knocking games off my list. Some grails are coming, so that's going to be exciting. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, I'm Pigsy. You guys have been awesome.
Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.